Adults, please sit in the chairs over there in front of the board. So you guys have 5 minutes to present, and then we'll ask some questions for 5 minutes. You ready to roll?
Yep.
All right.
We are high gear.
On August 14th, we went to Green America Recycling, also known as GAR. They are located south of Hannibal Mo. They have tons of cool stuff like augers, labs, x-rays, and a computer room where they monitor everything.
Continental Cement makes cement for companies around the country. They burn raw materials such as limestone and iron ore at very high temperatures to make clinker. The clinker is then ground into cement. GAR repurposes hazardous waste by burning it for energy.
These two companies work together to use less coal by burning more hazardous waste that is converted into energy to help with the cement making process. This helps cut down on their environmental footprint, which is the effect someone has on the environment.
BTU means British Thermal Unit. It is the amount of work needed to raise the temperature of 1 pound of water by 1 degree Fahrenheit. GAR can produce more energy to power their cement plant when they recycle stuff with high BTU like VHS tapes.
Green America and Continental Cement had to stop collecting VHS tapes due to complication of breaking them down into 2 by 2 inch pieces. The film in the tapes got trapped in the augers of their shredding system, causing them to shut down the recycling process.
So, how can we make it possible for Green America to burn VHS tapes again?
Let us show you the current problem at Green America.
Hey Charlie, I got a load here from New York.
Hi Sam, back it on up.
Look at all this solid waste material on this truckload today. We need to run it through the crusher machine so we can chop it into 2 by 2 inch pieces and then send it to the incinerator or the cement plant.
Yeah, it's so helpful to the environment that our company can repurpose the solid waste and then the cement plant can use the fuel for cooking up the new cement they make. We are quite a team.
I agree. Oh no! Look! This load has VHS tapes. Stop the crusher machine!
Why? I thought that because of their high BTU value, VHS tapes were the best solid waste for providing fuel for the firing the cement clinker machine.
They are, but look what these VHS tapes do to the auger in this machine. These tapes are killing our production, and it's going to take forever to clean up. I hate VHS tape tangles.
But wait, this high gear team proposes a solution. What if the company would insert a dry ice freeze process before crushing solids to make it easier? And what if the company could capture the carbon from the incinerator to make compressed CO2, which would be used to make more dry ice for the freezing process? Let's see the proposal in action. Let's rewind the scene and play it again with the proposed solution.
Hey Charlie, I got a load here from New York.
Hi Sam, back it on up.
Look at all this solid waste material. We need to run it through the crusher machine and chop it into 2 by 2 inch pieces so we can send it to the incinerator at the cement plant.
Yeah, it's so helpful to the environment that our company can repurpose the solid waste and then make cement. We are quite a team.
I agree. Now, because of the brilliant thinking of that high gear Lego team, we have added the dry ice machine. We run the waste through a freeze process.
Yes, it makes the solids colder than their vertical transition temperature. This means they shatter easily. The solids run down the conveyor over the dry ice right into the crusher. No more tangled mess.
We can also capture the carbon dioxide from the incinerator from burning the crushed VHS tapes and other solids in the incinerator and compress the gas into CO2 ourselves to make more dry ice for the next process.
The dry ice method is so clean so there is no more mess to clean up. We are really into this recycling idea.
Yeah, bring on the junk VHS tapes. We are fast forwarding to a new solution of recycling.
Yeah!
Awesome.
All right. So where did you guys hear that VHS tapes is a problem?
We went to Continental Cement on a field trip and we were asking them ideas of what was stopping their process of doing things with their waste to make a clinker and then cement. and they said VHS tapes because it gets tangled up in the augers when they go to crush it, and it takes hours, maybe even a couple weeks to get it all untangled out of the mess.
So cement companies use trash to make
Yes.
cement?
Hazardous waste.
Pretty well. Well, it's actually a partnership between two companies. Continental Cement makes the cement, and then Green America Recycling helps with the energy source type of things. Usually they just burn coal to cook up the fire and stuff, but Green America will take waste materials, so just everyday trash, and VHS tapes was one of them. And they'll just have big old trucks come in with loads of trash from different stores, and they also take liquids too, but those usually, they keep those in a separate container and do those differently.
Has anyone tried the dry ice solution before, like actually implemented it, or is it just an idea?
No, it's just an idea. We have mentioned it to the company, to our tour guide though, that showed us around the place. So we mentioned it to her.
What did she say about it?
She thought that would be a good idea. It would possibly be a good idea, but we thought of a lot of other things, like we thought of liquid nitrogen, but that was hazardous and could be dangerous. And then we thought of dry ice, and dry ice is really clean. It doesn't leave much of a mess, and you can use compressed carbon and a few other things to make more dry ice. So it's like a recycling process, over and over process.
Do you know if like how much retooling of the company would have to do to implement your solution, you know, to capture the carbon dioxide and to put this pre-process through for the dry ice?
I don't think it would be too much of like a complication except capturing the carbon. They would have to have like some sort of like a vacuum and just suck all the carbon up, and they would have to compress it themselves and add all the stuff that they have at their lab to make more dry ice. And when they make more dry ice, then they can just reuse the process.
So would you say the problem that you're trying to solve is how to deal with VHS tapes
Yeah.
in these, with these companies that make cement? Where do they burn it and then use the ash to make cement?
Well, there is.
Well, they use the energy given off from the VHS tapes when they're burned, so the BTU, so when something has a very high burning BTU value, it means it burns really hot. And so they use that heat to, they take limestone and other, like in shale and other minerals like that, and they put them all together to make what they call clinker, and then the clinker is then put in the incinerator, and it gets pounded together, and it breaks apart, and that's what makes the fine powder.
Yeah. And also VHS tapes have a very, very high BTU value, so that's why they really want to do it, but they can't because the tapes gets wrapped up in their augers, so they can't. It takes a long time to get it done. And we have a little drawing. This is our actual board, but we have a little drawing of what it could look like, the process. So the truck comes in, drops it on the conveyor belt, and then it goes in here and crushes it up, but also it goes in the carbon, freezes it, and then crushes it. And when we do that, when it crushes it with the carbon, when it freezes it, the extra carbon goes in the tube and goes in from the incinerator, and also more of from the incinerator comes out for the carbon in the carbon tube.
Okay.
How much do you know, like how much coal, if this was working and they could burn all the VHS tapes they wanted, do you know how much coal you would keep out of the, keep them from burning? Or?
It would be a lot, and it would like help with the environmental footprint. So it would help out a lot.
So there's a lot of VHS tapes and trash.
Yeah, they're trying.
They take a whole bunch of stuff from different stores.
And
She mentioned like, where did it?
Did you research any other solutions that people have come up with for dealing with VHS tapes?
Yeah, like
We looked at, there was a place where they actually shredded things like that, and they had a completely different machine in which it kept going and it would just rip them apart. It was really strong.
It has like 2 gears going like this, and the VHS sticks would just crush when they went in.
yeah, they're all more.
and the VHS is not tape itself. You can have it clog it up and basically do the same thing that you do the ours.
Oh, they have a problem with that, it still clogs machines.
And here's the liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, we looked at liquid nitrogen, but it turned out to be dangerous.
Dangerous to inhale, possibility of explosions, etc.
We're on time? Okay, well, that's it.
That's really interesting, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. Good luck today in this competition.
Yep,
Thank you.
yep, thank you.
Do you need the other sheet too, like the information?
You wanna give it to us? Do you wanna work on that until I start giving directions to you guys?
All right, so welcome to Core Values. We are your judges. I am Aaron and this is Abby. We will be evaluating you on this project. So what's going to happen is that in a moment, but not yet, you are going to flip over that sheet of paper in front of you. You're going to read the instructions and interpret them to the best of your abilities, and you'll be given 5 minutes to complete the challenge listed on there. We'll give you a 1-minute warning when you're running out of time. So after that, we are going to go on for another 5 minutes and ask you about your build season and what you've been doing for the last 6 weeks. So, you ready? You may begin.
I will. Small. Let's do the small. Okay, yeah.
So we use both.
Okay.
Start sticking it. Everyone's trying to keep sticking them in Thomas. Thomas or who? Oh, Will.
Yeah, I'll grab them all off you guys. Okay, yeah.
Like, I got other. How about we split them into 2 stacks so
Yeah.
2 people can run out?
There we go. You have.
Two. I feel like take one of those.
This is weird. Someone wants the one. Oh no.
Just
What, do we have to stick them on everyone?
No, you just have to stick them on one or more members of the team.
Don't put it on here. I guess you could.
This is the weirdest thing ever. Oh wait. Oh,
I still have more.
Here,
This one is
I'll put them in half and then we can stick them.
It's fun. It's weird, but it's
see
fun.
anything. I can see my peripherals.
Your peripherals?
My peripheral. My peripheral.
Peripheral.
Wait,
Oh,
are we sticking on you now?
We're just sticking on, Hugh was
Yeah, we're done.
Wait,
Aye.
okay, just get your picture real quick.
Get that one.
Thank you for not sticking out.
Oh, there it goes.
I'll do
Oh,
it.
don't move, don't move. Yes,
Yeah,
and
we
your
got
stick's
that.
losing
Yeah.
them. It's losing them.
All right. So, tell me a little bit about the process you guys went through when completing this challenge.
A lot of laugh,
And,
a lot.
like,
We just
Like,
started
like,
splitting
And
the.
and planning it out and splitting things and making it the good idea of, splitting it up so we don't just have one stack and it's a lot slower that
So we
way.
just split it
Yeah,
up
we
into,
split it up into, well,
we split it up into like thirds.
Well,
Yeah, we
we
split it in
into
half and then we
fourths and
split it
then,
into fourths.
yeah.
And then we split it into like sixths, maybe, I don't know. We split it in half.
We
a
split
lot.
into a
We
certain
just keep
amount of
splitting it in
pieces
half and then
and, yeah,
everyone.
So everybody.
they won't
could
even
have
eat
it.
it and stuff.
So then we just started.
Have lunch.
I'm a minion.
How did you guys deal with any problems that came up within during the build season?
Build season like
Post
here.
reviewance.
Just the past 6 weeks when you guys have been working on your project.
Post
with your robot.
reviewance, not giving up.
Yeah, and then like every time we'd have our we would do a game. We'd have a game. He was the game maker, and he would think of games that would be using core values, and we would like have to like hold hands or something and have to get the hula hoop from one end to the other end of the circle, or like we had to keep a ball up in the air as much as we could, or play like tag or something, and then also like we when we were doing the games, we had a lot of fun. But then also right after we did the games, our coach would have us go over the core values again.
Okay. Were there any times that you got to disagreements during the build season?
Yeah,
A couple,
because
but
we had one robot and 6 people. Yeah,
And everyone wanted their robot.
and we've never really done this before, because this is our first year, and most of us don't have programming experiences with things. So it was or building experiences, except he and Thomas.
So how did you go about solving these disagreements?
We would make a program, download it onto one of ours, and then we would test it out once or twice, and then we would just give it to someone else. Even if we really wanted it, we would just give it to someone else, and then what we would do was work on anything else that needed to be done in the meantime until it was our turn with the robot again.
What do you think the hardest thing was to deal with this season? Your biggest thing you had to overcome?
Overcoming that there's only one robot. There's only one robot, and there's 6 of us.
Time too, I meant to say there's.
Yeah.
It's a lot to do and not a lot of time.
Yeah, and we also improvised and made like pairs, like 2 of us, 2 kids would be in one group doing 2 missions, and then 2 other groups would be doing 2 other missions.
Okay. So what award would you say you are going for today?
Well,
Presentation.
core values, and rookie year. I would say. Nice.
So what have you done for the presentation then?
Oh, we were doing about how VHS tapes won't work for Green America, Recyling, and Continental Cement, because they try to cut it up into 2x2 inch pieces with their auger, but the tapes get stuck in the auger, and it takes weeks for them to clean it up. So we were thinking of solutions like liquid nitrogen, but that would be that's dangerous to breathe in and flammable. Then we thought of dry ice, and that was our last solution. Dry ice was clean. You could make more of it by capturing carbon and compressing it, and using other things using other added things to make dry ice.
Have you worked with other teams over the last 2 weeks?
No, it's just been us.
We had to this morning because we forgot our new charger to our computer. So we had to go and we kind of asked some other teams if they had we kind of scouted out to see if they had the same computer, and we found a group that lent us theirs, so that was
Do you
pretty
know
helpful.
who that was?
The
Spartan one. Spartan one.
Spartan 1.
What do you think the most fun thing you guys have done with Lego League is? What's your favorite thing?
I think it's just my favorite thing. I think is it's just like being together and like seeing new people that I've never seen before. You know, getting to experience other things, different things. And it's a good after school project that we get to work on. It's a good after school thing.
I'm with him.
Alright. And just curious, what grade are you guys?
8th.
Fourth to
The
eighth?
ninth. He's ninth.
I'm a freshman in
Oh,
high
nice.
school.
Alright. Oh, it's a full spread. Alright. Well, you guys want to read the last sentence on that piece of paper before you guys
Leave the
leave?
sheet in the judging room. Do not discuss the activity with others.
Alright, you guys want to throw your post-its?
I'm just walking.
No, it's sticking on.
You don't want to give anybody hints.
You've been giving them.
People will be asking
I
questions.
could just be crazy person.
Very true.
You're not first.
Thank you.
And we're gonna be your judges today. We're gonna give you 4 minutes to talk about your robots. You can do a presentation, you can drive, whatever you wanna do. If you have your software code pronounced, is that what that is?
This is actually my program
Okay.
that we showed you, but it's not all.
That's fine.
We will show you, and this part, for some reason, when I do it, when I go up like I'm supposed to, it won't do what I want it to do, so I don't know exactly, but I can just take this off sort of and show you the basics.
So we're gonna give you 4 minutes to present, and then we're gonna ask you questions for 6 minutes, okay? Okay. You guys ready? Go ahead and get started.